Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 3rd of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very skeptical about the future of Star Wars and exactly what direction it's really heading in by, of course, the new Disney CEO, Bob Chaypek, and what he's doing with the Star Wars franchise as we know it. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that the brighter side to all of this is the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is no longer involved on a creative scale on pretty much, for the most part, all of the Star Wars projects, except for 2 Star Wars TV series for Disney+, one of which is going to be animated, the other of which is going to be live-action based. Now, Bob Chaypek and Bob Iger are working hard together as a team, since, of course, Iger is trying to really pull Chaypek through this global crisis and to really get Disney back on its feet in order to really go back to normal here. So, when we look at everything related to Star Wars, that's their constant battle right now. You know, everything due to the overall, crisis at hand, and also they cannot afford any more failures with Star Wars if they want the Star Wars franchise to stay alive and healthy at the same exact time here, right? And after all, that's what we want. We want Star Wars to be active, but on a more successful note, right? So, with that being said, what's really intriguing all has to do with Bob Chaypek. This is a man that is really trying to create a legacy of his own. He's really trying to create an image for himself among the Star Wars fandom, to really respect him and to look at him as a more positive guide for Star Wars. Now, with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing with all of this is that with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are now fully invested with their new Star Wars universe as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films. Currently, both Bob Iger and Bob Chaypek are developing multiple plans in order to create a better future for the Star Wars brand. Currently, it's described that Bob Chaypek is making many changes over at Lucasfilm in order to ensure that the Star Wars franchise can live on and become more successful than the MCU, or at the very minimum, equally successful. It's described that just recently Bob Chaypek canceled yet another Star Wars TV series that Kathleen Kennedy initiated back in late 2019 before her creative power was taken away. The TV series was described to be Kathleen Kennedy's TV series that would be full of woke culture and would be an all-female-led Star Wars TV show, set during the ancient times of the Jedi that would explore their origins. The all-female-led Star Wars TV show was going to involve similar agendas to the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series, and that the series was going to also change the rules of Star Wars. Since then, Chaypek has put an end to all of this as a new TV show and canceled it and is focusing on replacing it with a story that will support both genders equally and will have no woke material or identity politics as Kennedy originally planned. So let me just say one thing right here, is that Chaypek really seems to be the man here. He really seems to be the right choice by Bob Iger to take over as the new Disney CEO. What he's essentially doing is that he is giving the fans hope. He is giving the fans something to really look forward to enjoy for the next couple of years and beyond. This decade of the 2020s is going to be a very important decade to really get Star Wars back on its feet and to really get the ball rolling again. And again, like I say, is there going to be too much Star Wars? I don't believe there's ever such a thing as long as it's all quality, right? Now, if they focus on quality, it doesn't matter how much Star Wars there really is, because then at that point, it just snowballs from there on a successful way. If it's not really all that focused on quality, and they're just going to focus on pushing out tons of Star Wars material, it's just not going to work for Disney and Lucasfilm. That's just how things work, right? So, I'm honestly looking very much forward to the new Star Wars trilogy of films. Let's not forget about the fact here that Chaypek is canceling all of Kathleen Kennedy's TV shows. Initially, Kennedy had over 10 years worth of Star Wars TV shows pretty much greenlit for Disney Plus alone before her creative power was stripped away over at Lucasfilm in early 2020 this year. And Chaypek is now actively canceling those out, taking them out and putting new ones in order to create a better future, right? Still though, Iger and Chaypek are very unhappy with Kathleen Kennedy for choosing Leslie Headland to take control of that other all-female-led Star Wars TV series that's going to focus on identity politics over story. And the fact that Leslie Headland was once the personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, it's not the best image for Disney. I mean, let's face it, it really isn't. So, the last piece I just want to point out here real quick that's very important is that Kathleen Kennedy is going to no longer be a thing in 2021. You know, she's pretty much going to be gone and pretty much a thing of the past at that point in time. And that only is when Star Wars, I think, is really going to pick up to its fullest, right? So, with that being said, guys, you know, let me know what you think about everything related to Bob Chaypek canceling these new TV shows that Kathleen Kennedy initiated. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.